The Model T Ford put America on wheels. Henry Ford started the Ford Company in 1903. He sold several models before the Model T was introduced in 1909. Each model was an improvement over the previous model. He wanted to sell a car that was reliable, easy to maintain, and that the common man could afford. Early Model Ts had brass radiators, and you cranked them to start. In 1915, headlights were changed from gas to electric operating. I liked the 1915 touring car, so I decided to restore one. My buddy Jeff Fries has many Model T parts, so he rounded up most of the parts for me to restore. I brought the parts to my shop in 2016. The chassis. We started by restoring the frame. A rack was built to allow the assembly to be moved easily. The rear differential was overhauled and modern bearings were installed. Jarrett got a lot of experience disassembling, cleaning, and reassembling. The springs were cleaned and painted. New spokes and felloes were crafted by Noah Stutzman in Pennsylvania. After the wheels were installed, it was time to move on to the engine. Dave Hunter built the engine with a Dubat's crankshaft, Stipe 280 cam, new pistons, rings, and valves. A Stipe adjustable cam gear was installed set to 4 degrees. Final assembly was done in my shop. Jeff assisted, and Dave came down from New Brighton to make an adjustment. After building a temporary seat and firewall, it was time to test drive the chassis. Oh yes, we put a radiator and gas tank on also. The chassis ran well.
Most of the body parts needed some repair. After fixing a couple with fiberglass, I decided it would be better to replace the bad parts with metal. The rear of the body was rusted the worst. A couple of patch panels were acquired along the way. This was apparently a later built body. In fact, many of the parts may have come from a 1916 car. The wood frame is mounted on a work stand. It is at the same position, so when we're ready to move the touring body to the Model T frame, it will be a simple task. William and I figured out how to mount the rear seat and back to the wood frame.